Ganesh Dhanraj found guilty of felonious wounding in 2014 Boxing Day stabbing. Guyana Times. After nearly a decade of legal proceedings, Ganesh Dhanraj, also known as Django, has been found guilty of felonious wounding in connection with the Boxing Day stabbing of Clinton Baburam. The verdict was delivered on Tuesday, November 19, by a jury presided over by Justice Navindra Singh at the Demerara High Court. The incident occurred on December 26, 2014, when Baburam, then standing outside a rum shop near his home, was violently attacked. Eyewitnesses testified that Dhanraj approached Baburam without warning, stabbed him in the groin with a knife, and fled the scene. Baburam, gravely injured, collapsed and was rushed to St. Joseph's Mercy Hospital. He was later transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC, where emergency surgery was performed to save his life. He remained hospitalized for 3 weeks as he battled to recover from his injuries. The prosecution team, led by attorneys Muntaz Ali and Christopher Belfield, presented compelling evidence detailing the events of the attack and its devastating impact on Baburam's life. Defense attorney Adrian Thompson contested the original charge of attempted murder, leading to the jury convicting Dhanraj on the lesser but significant charge of felonious wounding. The court heard testimony on how the attack profoundly affected Baburam, who has since endured both physical and emotional challenges stemming from the incident. Justice Singh has scheduled sentencing for December 16, 2024, at which time Dhanraj could face substantial penalties for his crime. Rupununi murder suspect escapes police custody. Police are on high alert following the escape of murder suspect Carlton Cortland Jones from lawful custody. Jones, who had been shot during a confrontation with law enforcement just days prior, managed to escape on Wednesday, November 20, 2024. His escape came 2 days after his arrest and hospitalization. Jones is wanted in connection with the murder of Ari Matthew, which took place between October 28 and 29, 2022. The Guyana Police Force issued a wanted bulletin for Jones on Friday, urging members of the public to assist in locating him. Anyone with information on Jones's whereabouts is urged to contact the police at any of the following numbers: 227-1149, 225-8196, 227-1611, 268-2328/268-2329, 226-3405, 225-6978, 333-3876, or report to the nearest police station. Members of the public are reminded that aiding or harboring a fugitive is a criminal offense. 71-year-old farmer charged with possession of unlicensed shotguns and ammunition. Frederick Singh, a 71-year-old farmer from Agatash village, Bardaka, appeared before Magistrate Tariq Muhammad at the Bardaka Magistrates Court today to face charges related to the possession of unlicensed firearms and ammunition. Singh was arrested on November 21, 2024, after authorities discovered 3 unlicensed shotguns and a quantity of ammunition in his possession. He has been charged with possession of firearms without a license, contrary to Section 16(2)(a) of the Firearm Act Chapter 1605. Possession of ammunition without a license, contrary to the same act. The accused pleaded not guilty to both charges. The court granted Singh bail in the sum of $210,000, allocated as follows: $150,000 for the firearm possession charge, $60,000 for the ammunition possession charge. The matter has been adjourned to December 13, 2024, for further proceedings. Customs officer charged with multiple offenses, including exposure of genitals. Jamal Ford, a 36-year-old customs officer from Providence, East Bank Demerara, appeared at the Sparendam Magistrates Court today to answer charges stemming from an incident earlier this year. Ford was arrested on September 3, 2024, at the Sparendam police station and has now been formally charged with the following offenses: exposure of genitals, contrary to Section 28(1) of the Sexual Offences Act, Chapter 803, allegedly committed against a police constable; resisting arrest, contrary to Section 28(b) of the Summary Jurisdiction Offences Act, Chapter 802. Disorderly behavior, contrary to Section 136(a) of the Summary Jurisdiction Offences Act, Chapter 802. Appearing before Her Worship Abigail Gibbs, Ford pleaded not guilty to all charges. The court granted bail totaling $160,000, distributed as follows: $60,000 for the charge of exposure of genitals, $50,000 for resisting arrest, $50,000 for disorderly behavior. The matter has been adjourned to December 12, 2024, for statements to be presented. Residents of Norton Street fear for safety as dilapidated building deteriorates further. Newsroom, residents and property owners in the Norton Street and Chapel Street area are expressing growing alarm as a dangerously deteriorating building continues to lean precariously, threatening nearby homes and businesses. The structure, which has reportedly been at the center of a prolonged legal dispute, shows significant signs of instability, including visible leaning and large cracks in nearby fences. Despite repeated complaints to the Georgetown Mayor and City Council, MNCC, and communications with individuals linked to the property, no action has been taken to address the hazard. One concerned property owner, who recently invested in upgrading her building for commercial use, has voiced her frustration and fear over the lack of resolution. 2 months ago, the building wasn't this close to the fence, but now it's pressing right against it, she said in an interview. It's already caused cracks in my fence, and every day, the risk increases. Although city officials reportedly dispatched an engineer to assess the situation, the matter remains stalled. The property owner recounted, the engineer said he escalated the issue to higher-ups, but nothing's been done. I even offered to help cover demolition costs to prevent more damage to my property, but my proposal was rejected. The building's fate is complicated by ongoing legal battles involving multiple parties and unclear property ownership. According to reports, the original property title has 5 names listed, further entangling the process of resolving the dispute. While some residents have heard rumors that demolition might occur as early as January, others remain skeptical given the delays caused by legal proceedings. Meanwhile, the structure's worsening condition leaves the community anxious about the possibility of catastrophic damage. The concerned property owner and others in the area are calling on the Georgetown MNCC to prioritize public safety by taking immediate action to mitigate the risks posed by the building. Assistant Commissioner Calvin Brutus faces additional criminal charges, granted $1.4 million bail. Newsroom, Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus appeared at the Georgetown Magistrates Court today to face additional criminal charges related to allegations of fraud and misconduct in public office. Brutus, along with businessman Corwin Nicholson and Police Sergeant Latoya Brummel, was charged with 7 counts of conspiracy to commit a felony, obtaining money by false pretenses. The charges allege that between December 1, 2023, and January 31, 2024, the trio conspired to defraud the Guyana Police Force headquarters of $101,437,050 for undelivered goods. Appearing before Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty, Brutus, Nicholson, and Brummel were not required to enter a plea, as the charges are indictable. They were each granted bail in the amount of $700,000. In a separate matter, Brutus faced an additional 7 counts of misconduct in public office. It is alleged that during the same period, while serving as Deputy Commissioner, Administration, Brutus instructed the police finance officer to prepare Bank of Guyana checks totaling $101,437,050, payable to Nicholson for goods such as boots, uniform cloth, handcuffs, and other items that were never delivered. These actions allegedly lacked any reasonable justification. For these charges, Brutus was granted bail of $350,000. Further, Brutus was charged with 7 counts of liability of an officer for allegedly enabling Nicholson to defraud the state of the same amount. For these charges, he was again granted bail of $350,000. In total, Brutus was granted bail of $1.4 million for today's charges. This is not the first time Brutus has faced legal troubles. He has previously posted bail amounting to $16.2 million in connection with earlier charges of fraud, money laundering, and liability of an officer. The fresh charges are scheduled to be called again on January 31, 2025. Brutus is also expected to return to court on December 18, 2024, and January 17, 2025, as proceedings in other cases against him continue. Over 718,000 registered to vote as GECOM addresses key election issues. Newsroom, a total of 718,715 individuals are registered to vote in Guyana's upcoming 2025 elections. However, the voter list may undergo adjustments as the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, addresses critical matters, including the implementation of biometric technology and the removal of deceased voters from the list. Legal limitations on voter list adjustments. GECOM chairperson, Justice Claudette Singh, reaffirmed that the Commission's actions are guided strictly by the law, citing a 2019 court ruling that prohibits the removal of names from the list based on residency or absence from the country. The law is clear that residency is not an additional qualifying requirement for registration, Justice Singh stated. The names currently on the list cannot be removed unless there is proof of death or disqualification. Biometrics and modernization. Discussions on introducing electronic fingerprinting into the electoral process remain ongoing. While the opposition has pushed for its adoption, GECOM commissioners are divided. Some emphasize the need for stakeholder consultations, while others argue for internal evaluations before broader discussions. Justice Singh underscored the importance of GECOM thoroughly understanding its capacity to implement such systems before engaging stakeholders. This is a sensitive issue, and we must ensure we appear informed and prepared before initiating consultations, she said. Further deliberations on biometrics are set for GECOM's next meeting. Preparations for 2025 elections underway. Chief Elections Officer, CEO, Vishnu Prasad confirmed that GECOM Secretariat has begun preliminary preparations for the 2025 polls. While we have not received a formal mandate, it is our responsibility to ensure readiness, Prasad noted. Key preparatory activities include revising polling day manuals and identifying trainers for election personnel. Addressing deceased voters. One priority is ensuring deceased individuals are flagged in the National Register of Registrants, NRR. Prasad highlighted ongoing challenges, particularly with verifying deaths of Guyanese citizens overseas. A recent report identified 1,018 names flagged as deceased, but the Commission has yet to finalize a methodology for confirming these cases. The Secretariat has proposed a methodology, and this will need to be discussed and approved by the Commission, Prasad added. As the 2025 elections draw closer, GECOM is working to resolve these issues while ensuring transparency and legal compliance in its processes.